Hey everyone, Pat Mesiti here, live at 5, and President Trump, what a champion, comes out of hospital. Firstly, let me say this. Comes out of hospital 3 days later, and this is what he says: don't be afraid of COVID-19. We can beat this. What a champion. Now, I know many people are going on, and by the way, no one hates like a lefty hates. The vitriol that came out of people's mouths from celebrities wishing him death and wishing that he would die. I thought the left, the Bidens and the Clintons and all, they're the love, joy, peace, acceptance of everybody crowd. Unless you are on the right, or you're a Trump supporter, or unless you're pro-police, otherwise all the vitriol and evil comes spewing out of their mouth. Let me tell you, no one can hate as good as a lefty. You saw it with Biden the other day, calling the president a clown. I mean, firstly, completely disrespectful. That's the first thing. Secondly, not answering straight questions. But what amazed me is the amount of people going, oh, you see, because he didn't wear a mask and blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something. They wore masks. And if masks work, why the social distancing? If social distancing works, why the masks? I mean, and I know some of you say, oh, Pat, it's all, we need to do all of it. I like what Donald Trump said. I love what he said when he left hospital today. I thought it was inspiring. We can beat this. We can beat this. We've made so many advances. Goes in, a few days later, he's out of hospital. But what does he do in the midst of his illness and everything else? Goes out and greets and thanks the thousands of people applauding him for his stand. Now, I know that drove some people crazy. Oh, you know what? He put his security people at risk. These men lay down their lives for the president of the United States. By the way, they all wore masks. So you lefties, you can't have it both ways. If the masks work, there's no problem. But what I love about President Trump, and I'm going to get to some Australian stuff in a minute, is number one, he fights against the system. He can't be bought. Certainly hasn't been bought by any of the people with political agendas. Number two, he's very pro the freedoms that we enjoy. Number three, he hates being lied to and lied about. That's why in that debate, he went hard. And, some people called him bullyish. Well, what do you call Biden's stuff? Well, what I like about him the most is that he's always inspiring people with hope. He's inspiring people with hope. He's inspiring them about law and order. He's inspiring them that we're going to overcome and build a great economy. He's inspiring people that we can beat COVID. He's not gone the other way where there's just lawlessness, rioting, and we don't get our way, we're going to burn this thing down. Is that the people you want to lead you? Well, for me, I'll take a no on that. I'll choose Trump side. But let's get back to Anastasia Palaszczuk, Stephen Miles. What a joke. Stephen Miles, honestly, the guy putting tweets out like he did against President Trump, man, you wouldn't make it as a shoe shine boy in his cabinet, son. Seriously. But of course now, Palaszczuk, I mean, you've got to think this is something out of a comedy skit, really. But you know what? November 1st, after you elect me, I'm going to open the New South Wales borders on a couple of conditions. Number one, she said, for 28 days, no community transmissions in New South Wales, which, Gladys Berejiklian said that's almost an impossible task. Then she made it to 14 days. So she went from impossible to improbable. And by the way, we all know that Palaszczuk and Dr. Death, they don't make decisions based on public health. Jeanette Young herself said that they made the decisions of letting Tom Hanks in and the AFL for financial reasons because they build money and bring money into the state. I would like to add, many other things bring money into the state. I bring money into the state. I have people that can't come here and spend money and enjoy their lives by doing events. So we make money. So if you're going to apply that, because someone brings money into the state, how much money do they bring in? What's the threshold of which we let them in or we don't let them in? You see, this is dangling carrots in front of us. They are dangling carrots in front of us. And the only reason why anyone with any sense would vote for these people is because you can't remember the damage they've done. For example, her sports minister. There are 42 sports grants allowed in this state. He gave 30 of them to major Labor seats, 10 to the Liberals and 2 to some other mob. Yet, he doesn't even get corrected. Trad's another one up here causing so much damage. The amount of resources that this Premier has sold. I thought this was about bringing money into the state. So their arguments are not holding water. They think we are stupid. Sadly, some people are stupid because she says we're here to protect you. No, you're not. Your Dr. Death said that you're not about health, you're about bringing money into the state. And incidentally, from what I'm hearing, the AFL Grand Final is losing money. Have a look at the crowds that we're getting in Victoria and have a look at what we're allowed here. By the way, Grand Final day, 30,000, whatever it is allowed, 40,000 allowed. But a church can't have 1,000 people in it. I'm failing to understand. You see, when a sports minister gets away with corruption, when Dr. Death tells you, hey, you know what? You know, they're doing this because of money, and a young girl can't visit her dad, and a father has to choose which one of his 4 kids can come up to see him before he dies. These people are heartless. And I hope you don't forget this, Queensland. By the way, these guys get elected back in. We're giving a thumbs up to the guy over in WA, and we're giving a thumbs up to Dictator Dan. These people have broken this state. I know many of you out there, and I would encourage you, give me some statistics of what they've sold and what they've done to the state. Give me some facts, some numbers and figures. Put them in my chat room. I will encourage you, and I've got some great people out there like the likes of Brooke Picken and some of the others, and big hi out there, Brooke. Any of you that have any information like this, give it to me, because I want to go public on this. We cannot let them forget what they've done. The face of that little girl, still with a mask, still should haunt us. Well, November 1, maybe, could be possible, we're going to open the book. If you elect me, we are not children. Now, at least one of the things I love about Donald Trump, he calls a spade a spade. He doesn't play games with the people. Sadly, this fake premier, her deputy, her sports minister, her doctor of death, not health, are running this state to the ground. Open up the borders now. Open up the borders now. There is no reason to leave them closed. Unless, of course, there's a political agenda behind it. Anyway, guys, I look forward to your chats. I look forward to you inboxing and giving me some information. And by the way, this coming Friday, the great Alan Pease and I will be doing a virtual summit. We'll put a link here in the chat. And of course, it's on our Facebook page. Be part of this, how to turn your passion into a profit. This is Pat Mesiti. You have a prosperous life.